Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. Hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about Agit Kabayel now being Oleksandr Usyk's mandatory. We're going to be speaking about our reaction to the press conference that had went on between Anthony Joshua and Prenga. Then, of course, we're going to be talking about O'Shaquie Foster wanting either Shakur, Stevenson, or Lamont Roach. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark, looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? How we feeling? Hope you guys are feeling great on this beautiful Monday night. You feel what I'm saying? It was absolutely beautiful today in Philadelphia, man. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. I mean, it was just right. You feel me? Shout out to Mercer Alvarez in the building. What's going on, little sis? How we feeling? She said, hey, Mark, how are you? Everything's well, man. You know, making the most of what we got. You know what I'm saying? I just had a long weekend. +1 without my son. I get my son tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. Shout out to everybody that has bought a gift for my son in the lead up to his 3rd birthday that is going on June 12th. I got a lot of great support from everybody that's involved with the nation. Thank you very much, man. Whether you bought a pack, whether you bought some socks for my boy, whether you bought a chalkboard for my boy, you know what I mean? Swim outfits, whatever the case is, man. I'm very, very appreciative. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to tell my son pretty much happy birthday. You feel what I'm saying? It's all love, and I would do the same for y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy J Cash in the building. What up? What's going on? He was one of the brothers that contributed to the gift list. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you very much. And don't you worry, man. I got something big coming from Mikey. You feel what I'm saying? I cannot wait. My son is for a long time, he wasn't really too big into toys. You feel what I'm saying? But now I'm starting to notice that, like, he likes to carry around toy cars and, he likes to play with, like, those little fake foods, which is why I got him a kitchen set. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be lit. He likes the ball pit, so I got him a ball pit. You know what I'm saying? And he is getting bigger, so, I got to get him. I'm going to get him a few pairs of sneakers and, outfits and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's cool. Shout out to both of y'all in the building, man. We're gonna go ahead and get this show on the road. I'm assuming them notifications didn't get sent out, but regardless, we're gonna make it do what it do, man. What's on y'all mind? What y'all want to talk about? You feel me? Usually I'm a little bit more structured with my content and what exactly I'll speak about, but today, man, I just feel like freestyling it. I ain't gonna lie, your boy tired as always. You feel me? So I ain't really got the energy to be doing all the extra shit right now. You feel me? But regardless, we gonna make it do what it do. You feel me? Yes, sir. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on in these boxing streets, man. What's going on in these boxing streets? Sound like Agit Kabayel definitely he on his way to getting his opportunity, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's about time. She talking about finally. Take your ass to sleep, please. Lorenzo, what up? Teach. My boy Teach said, whatever happened to the Facebook votes for your kid months ago? He made the top 15 in the country, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to beat out his fellow competitors. You know what I'm saying? I'm still proud of Micah, bro. That kid is very much loved. You feel what I'm saying? For him to reach the top 15 in the country when thousands of people participated, it was a great thing. But unfortunately, we weren't able to win that competition. But it was a great experience, man. And it was, Toys for Toddlers. You feel what I'm saying? It was a great charitable cause, because there are a lot of kids out here that don't have what we have or aren't as fortunate as us. So it was great to be a part of that competition. You feel me? But it was a beautiful thing. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. My boy Lorenzo said, "Yo, is it true Core signed with Zuffa? If so, mega duck." That's what Eddie Hearn's saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly where Eddie got the information from, but considering that he is a powerful figure in the sport of boxing, I'm sure that he knows a lot of people behind the scenes. I'm sure that he's getting info behind the scenes. Maybe he heard it from Shakur Stevenson himself, because him and Shakur, previously had done business together. So it sounds like Eddie Hearn spilled the beans. A lot of people are claiming that Devin Haney signed with Zuffa as well. I haven't heard anything. From the last I heard, they said that Devin Haney said that he was still negotiating. Uh, it's taking pretty long, to be honest with you. I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know if they're waiting for a particular moment. I'm not really sure what the situation is, but regardless, it's looking like Shakur Stevenson is going to be signing with Zuffa, according to Eddie Hearn, because he's saying that Zuffa is going to pay him 5 times than what any promoter could provide him, which sounds like Turkey Al-Sheikh to me, who is obviously a part of Zuffa Boxing. Then of course we got Devin Haney, who I'm hearing is gonna be getting a 9-figure deal. According to Bill Haney, it's a 9-figure deal. So I don't know exactly what they got cooking up over there. I don't know why it's taking so long. Maybe it's because they're trying to squeeze as much juice off of the orange as possible. I don't know, but I think sometime soon we should be getting like announcements that fighters are signing with Zuffa. I think that they're gonna. I think this is gonna be a big deal. I think this is gonna be a situation that like they're gonna have like a big conference, like just like announcing it. I think that they're gonna come to. I think that they're gonna sign some big names in the sport of boxing. I think they're gonna announce it all at once. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a big ceremonial press conference to announce it. Wouldn't be surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if they announced signing Shakur Stevenson, signing Devin Haney, signing Teofimo Lopez, signing all of these big names in the sport of boxing that could really push the organization, which is Zuffa Boxing, to the limelight. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised at all. J. Cash said probably after the White House card. Wouldn't be surprised. Really wouldn't. Really wouldn't. But we'll see. That's my little prediction. If that ends up becoming true, man, y'all heard it here first. You see what I'm saying? But what I wanted to speak about momentarily is, this information that I have received over at Boxing Scene. And according to Boxing Scene, Usyk officially ordered to face Kabayel. Mauricio Suleiman, who is the head of the WBC, has confirmed to Boxing Scene that Oleksandr Usyk will officially be ordered to face Agit Kabayel later today. And, of course, they want to know the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I guess, better late than never, right? We have been, complaining about Agit Kabayel not being ordered to be Oleksandr Usyk's mandatory for a good amount of time now. Mauricio was out here saying that Agit Kabayel is happy with being the WBC interim champion. He received a lot of pushback off of that situation. And, with, Oleksandr Usyk, having a tough, controversial fight not too long ago against Rico Verhoeven, I think the WBC is seeing that Oleksandr Usyk light is slowly starting to dwindle, and it won't be much longer before he steps away from the sport of boxing. I think Mauricio and them had noticed that. So like, all right, man, before you walk away, let's go ahead and mandate you to fight this guy. So, if you do walk away, we'll have a new champion. If he beats Usyk, set in place so we can just go about our way. I feel like that's the only reason why they mandated the fight for real. They see that the clock is ticking. They see that, Usyk has more years behind them than ahead of him. So like, all right, so let's set up a situation where there may be some type of passing of the torch. You know what I'm saying? And, we could, get this money together. You feel me? That's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong, obviously. I don't know exactly what's on Mauricio Suleiman's mind. It just seems like he does, or at least he feels like he does whatever he feels like is profitable to him. How can he make the most amount of money possible? Just like any other businessman. You feel what I'm saying? So that's good news. It's about damn time. I think this is a great fight. Initially we wanted to see Joseph Parker get the opportunity. He fell short to Fabio Worley. Fabio Worley, we was looking to see him get an opportunity. He fell short to Daniel Dubois, and we already see Daniel Dubois get sparked by Oleksandr Usyk twice, so that's not that much of a need for a trilogy. Just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But Agit Kabayel is somebody who's been out on these streets, terrorizing the heavyweight division for a little while now. You know what I mean? We seen what he did to Frank Sanchez. We seen what he did to Julie Zhang. I'm Big Kabang, and I'm a bang you, no diddy. We see exactly what he did to him. Pretty much beat him into submission. We seen his last fight over in Germany. I believe it took place on my birthday. He beat the dog shit out of his opponent. Sturdy opponent as well. I watched that same dude beat up Joey DeWaco. You feel what I'm saying? So, and he was catching Agit with some not clean shots, but Agit just found a way to, get past that and, absolutely terrorize dude. You feel me? So I think this has been a long time coming for Agit Kabayel. We're going to see exactly how good he is, to be honest with you, because all we ever seen is him, beat up on other contenders like himself. And a lot of people have been predicting that, Agit Kabayel is the dark horse of the heavyweight division. How is he going to be able to prove that? By beating somebody credible. And I don't think there's anybody in the heavyweight division right now that's more credible than Oleksandr Usyk. So, I'm looking forward to seeing this fight get made. Hopefully it gets made. Just because a fight is mandated doesn't mean that it happens, unfortunately. We'll see exactly what Usyk's options are. Maybe he may be exploring a Rico rematch. I don't know exactly what he has lined up, but regardless, I see Agit Kabayel in the ring with Usyk. Usyk did give him his word that he will give him an opportunity. And I think this is a winnable fight for Usyk, to be honest with you. I think as long as he's keeping the range, as long as he's boxing, he's using his legs, and he's not allowing Agit to close the gap to deliver them devastating body shots, I think he could box him clean. Not only that, but I also feel like because Usyk is such a sharp puncher, with a little bit of thump behind his punches as well, and I feel like he could even hurt Agit Kabayel. You feel me? I think Agit gets hit pretty clean. I think his defense is trash. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I don't think his defense is good at all. We've seen him touch the canvas. We've seen him get hit clean. We've seen him definitely get rocked with shots. So who's to say that Usyk can't hurt him? Usyk damn near, pretty much hurt everybody he's done been in the ring with at this point. You know what I mean? From Rico all the way to Chaz Witherspoon at the beginning of his heavyweight debut. So I think that Usyk could beat Agit. Not only that, I think he can actually stop him, especially due to accumulation. Because Agit is so aggressive that he leaves a lot of openings for him to be countered and get hit clean. But the problem is, if Agit's able to walk through Usyk's punches, you know what I'm saying? And he's able to close that gap. If he's able to rip these body shots on Usyk, I respect Usyk's, ability to take shots, his durability. I respect his mental toughness, all of that, everything that he's displayed in the ring thus far in his career. But one thing that I'm going to say is that he's not taking those punches from Agit, bro. Like, if you folding 6'6", 6'7", 300-pound motherfuckers like Julie Zhang the way that you are, pretty much got them crouched, got the motherfuckers in fetal position. And there's only so much that Usyk could take as a human being. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, Ralph, you're totally right. You know what I mean, Ralph? You're totally right. He's showing vulnerability to the body. Yes, he has. We seen that first Daniel Dubois fight. That shit was very controversial. A lot of people felt like that was a body shot that put him down. But Usyk was able to play it off as if it was a little blow. He got the time that he needed. And that time that he took off was so important that I feel like that's what gave him the opportunity to actually stop Dubois moving forward after that. So he does show some vulnerability to the body. Heavyweight's not used to getting punched to the body. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these taller, bigger guys aren't really doing those level changes to get to the body and stuff like that. We usually see that from shorter guys. But once you get a body snatcher in the heavyweight division with 10-ounce gloves on, that could be a devastating situation to go through for just about any heavyweight. My boy Bafeyo in the building. What's going on, brother? Lorenzo said, I think Usyk stops Kabayel, but Kabayel is a body snatcher. That's a fact. And if I'm Agit Kabayel, you got to go to the body almost immediately. You know what I mean? I think Agit, on some real shit, and I'm not even being funny, I think he needs to be okay with getting hit in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he's definitely going to have to take some to dish out some punishment. You're going to have to receive some punishment to dish out some punishment. You know what I mean? EJ got to really be locked in from a mental aspect, man. He got to make sure his durability is at an all-time high, or at least keep your high guard tight because, Usyk is definitely going to be picking you off. He's not somebody to really take many clean punches from either. But if you're able to close that gap against Usyk and you're able to touch that body consistently, you can do a lot of damage to Usyk. And who knows, you might be able to stop him. And if you stop Oleksandr Usyk after everything he's accomplished in the heavyweight division, Germany gonna have another star, man. Germany's gonna have an absolute star in Agit Kabayel. You know what I'm saying? And from what I'm hearing, they talking about they're gonna make the fight happen in Germany, which is crazy to me. But if Usyk wants to do that, I mean, I don't think he has a problem being on the road at all, at this point. So it is what it is. My boy Bethany on the building said Kabayel footwork needs a lot of refinement too. I mean, I feel like at this point, is there really much refining that could be done? You know what I mean? Since he's been boxing as long as he's been boxing and all the success that he has, I feel like you know, there's not really much that could be done at this point. Not saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks or whatever the case is. And I'm not even calling Kabayel old. To be real, I don't even know how old Agit is. I would have to look. Let me see how old he is. He's 33 years old. So you're not the oldest, but you're definitely not the youngest. Right? Agit, who is who he is, to add footwork to his arsenal and make him this mover or this intelligent footwork type of guy, it don't really make sense. I think he just needs to be who he is. I feel like that's what they did to Wilder. I think that shit hurt Wilder, trying to add all these fundamentals and try to add lateral movement and all that bullshit, man. That shit took away. That shit hurt Wilder more than it helped him because what made him dangerous was him being unorthodox, him not going by the textbook. And now you're trying to add all these textbook fundamentals and I mean, you overloaded Deontay Wilder's brain with all this unnecessary shit when he was having a lot of success just having two things, a fucking jab and a right hand. But, Kabayel, he just needs to keep putting that pressure, keep ripping them body shots, you know what I mean? Sharpen up his conditioning, of course, and be ready to go to war. He has to take a war type of approach with Oleksandr Usyk. He's not being Usyk in no chess match. I'm sorry, y'all. Got to make it ugly. You got to make it a war. You got to make Usyk uncomfortable, bro. You got to be on that Derek, like that Sam Pro's Derek Chisora made. That was one of the toughest fights in Usyk's career. He'd tell you. Derek Chisora made it rough, rugged, physical. EJ got to do the same thing, but implement those body shots. If you're able to make a Usyk uncomfortable, rip them body shots on him, and don't give him room to breathe, you can have some shit going. My boy Tricks in the building. What's going on, brother? I like that new avatar too. I like that new profile pic you got. He says, Usyk ever faced anybody like Kabayel? Anytime he fought someone his size, he had trouble or a close fight. Not to my knowledge. That like that body snatching type of approach, I can't really recall anybody like that. Of course, he's faced big, strong guys, physical type of guys. I'm sure he's faced guys that have those qualities, but somebody who goes as consistently to the body as Kabayel, I don't think Usyk has ever met and come across anybody like that in the cruiserweight or heavyweight division. I could be wrong, but from all the fights that I've seen, and I watched a good portion of Oleksandr Usyk's career from cruiserweight to heavyweight, I haven't seen anybody that takes Agit's approach like that. You feel what I'm saying? And Agit's dangerous, man. He got a chin. You know what I mean? He's conditioned. His punches are precise. He punches through the target, which is also devastating. And he's relentless, man. He got great killer instinct. He's tough. This is gonna be, even if you beat Agit Kabayel, this is gonna be like I say with Super Matias. It's the same situation. Not saying that it's the same fighter, but it's the same situation. Even if you beat him, because everybody's beatable in the sport of boxing, right? I say this all the time. There's no such thing as a perfect fighter. There's no such thing as an unbeatable fighter. There's fighters that you're going to come across that even if you beat them, you're going to have to go through hell in order to beat them. Yeah, Dalton Smith stopped Subriel the other day, but he went through some shit in order to beat him. I watched that fight over. Dalton Smith getting hurt, getting rocked and all that shit, but he went through the fire in order to get that stoppage. Even when Liam Paro beat Subriel. He had to go through some shit in order to pull that shit off. I think Agit Kabayel is the same way. And if you're not, and I'm not saying this is Usyk, but if you're not tough, if you're not strong up here mentally, you will fall victim to somebody like Agit Kabayel. You feel what I'm saying? You will fall victim. If you got bitch in your blood, he's going to expose that. You know what I'm saying? If you got hoe in you, he's going to expose that. If you're not in great shape, he's going to expose that. If your weakness is the body, he's going to expose that. Simple. So I see why a lot of people don't want to fight Agit, to be honest with you. He's a very difficult guy, to come across. And if Usyk makes the fight look easy, that's just a testament to how great Usyk is. But like I said, if Agit is able to execute his game plan, properly, and we already know that his game plan ain't gonna be sophisticated, complex. It's not gonna be complex at all. Take that fucking range away from Usyk and beat him to the body. Take his legs from him. If you take Usyk's legs from him, he's a dead man. He's a dead man. And we see Usyk be affected by body shots. That second Anthony Joshua fight, the Daniel Dubois fight. We've seen it. It can work, but do you have the abilities necessary to make it a consistent thing throughout the fight? Can you take what you're dishing out? Because Usyk gonna hit you. Can you take those shots that he when he's returning fire? Can you take that? You know what I'm saying? My boy Young T in the building. What's going on, brother? He said it's time to move on and give the light to the new generation. Well, some of these old heads don't be trying to go, Young T. These old heads don't be ready to go, man. You see Floyd still around. You see Pacquiao still around, still trying to keep up with the young niggas and all that. A lot of old heads, some old heads, they walk away right on time, like Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Lennox Lewis. They see them young boys coming and be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get up out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Because they know that this a young boy's game. You feel me? But some old heads got to get removed off of the block. Let's just keep it real. Like we seen it happen with Sugar Ray Leonard. We seen it happen with motherfucking who else? We seen that Lamont Peterson. Remember Lamont Peterson? He got ran off. It's too many to name to be. Muhammad Ali, unfortunately, that's what happened. Mike Tyson, look what happened to him. You know what I mean? Sometimes these some old heads are bow gracefully and won't come back around. Other motherfuckers just need a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas be feeling themselves and feel like they can still run it back. Nah. Remember when Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards in the early 2000s? I still feel like I can play ball at a high level. Nigga, no. You got young ass LeBron doing tomahawk dunks on fast breaks, smacking shit off the glass, like shit that you can't keep up with no more. You got Kobe over here dropping 40, 50 pieces a game. That's Kobe with the fro, jumping out the gym. And you know what I'm saying? It's a different if you don't leave in a proper time frame, them young niggas will run you off the block. Osway says, I think Usyk going to be too much for Kabayel. I think so too, but Kabayel definitely presents some dangers. Bella Faith said, shout out to Bella Faith in the building. Bella, are you going to the Xander Boots fight? I forgot. I think you're from Atlanta, so probably not. I'm just asking though. Does Usyk pick the Rico rematch instead, or will he give Kabayel a shot? I think he gonna go wherever Turkey telling him to go, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Turkey said he want to keep Rico around for a couple more fights. I think he did express interest in the rematch. But I think he also said he wanted to make that Kabayel Usyk fight. So if I had to guess, maybe they'll do the fight first, meaning Kabayel and Usyk. And if Usyk comes out victorious against Kabayel, maybe he'll rematch Rico. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really care for the rematch. I know that it was competitive. I know it was controversial and all of that, but even at the end of the day, that shit was entertainment. It brought no significance to the sport of boxing. Yeah, it was an action-packed, controversial fight that brought a lot of eyes, a lot of attention, a lot of controversy. But like at the end of the day, let's say Usyk runs it back and then he sparks Rico early. It's like, all right, bro. So we literally just watched the promotion for this fight for 8, 12 weeks, whatever the case is. And that's what we got. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd rather see Agit and Usyk rumble. That's just me. Let me see. My boy Tricks in the building said Agit was able to take a clean, hard punch to the chin from Zhang. Took a few, actually. Agit genuinely has a great chance more than ever to beat Usyk right now. Yeah, I mean, you as good as your last fight, right? That's what a lot of people say. And Usyk looked very vulnerable, very beatable in his last fight in comparison to other fights that he's had where he's looked very difficult to beat. So if EJ got any opportunity to beat Usyk, it would be right now because of how the way he looked at his previous fight. But maybe a fight with Egypt will probably wake Usyk up and put him in a different mind frame, a different training camp. Because I'm gonna keep it real, Usyk didn't even look like he trained like just based off like his body looked all square and shit. Like he looked like he didn't really prepare properly for that situation. I don't think he looked at Rico as like a formidable foe, which was a huge mistake on his part. You know what I mean? The boxing guys bailed him out in that 11th round. But yeah. You talking about the heavyweight division specifically? Oh yeah. Yeah, man. All these old dudes, Fury, AJ, Wilder, Usyk. It's time to clear them motherfuckers out and see what these young niggas doing out here, man. You feel me? I agree. But as long as Usyk can continue to compete at a high level, why not? I think after AJ and Fury fight, I think they both need to go retire too. Do what Kell Brook and Amir Khan did after they fought each other. They both retired, the winner and the loser. You feel me? My boy Trick said Usyk was dropped by a body shot from Better Beef. I think Kabayel hits harder than Better Beef. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely possible. Young T said, even though Brown is still in the league at 40, there's still shine on the rest of the league. Them heavyweight veterans are hogging up the shine. I see what you're saying. But it might come down to a situation where them young niggas just gonna have to take it from them. Pause. All right, man. Y'all motherfuckers been in the spotlight too long. It's time to get y'all out the picture. If y'all let these niggas, this is what anybody in life, y'all. If you let niggas be too comfortable, they'll stick around. If you make a nigga really feel like, especially if they comfortable there. If you make a motherfucker feel comfortable there and you make them feel secure in that setting, they will not leave. A lot of people stick like to be where they're comfortable at. So if you let these old niggas feel like they belong there, they gonna stick around. Especially if they getting paid millions. Oh yeah, they gonna stick around. It come down to whether these young niggas is gonna take a stand or not. You feel me? Most of the time, I could genuinely see Moses packing one of these old niggas and be like, damn, man, that was brutal. Like, we ain't had to see that. Well, ain't nobody tell these old niggas to stick around. I could see Moses packing like an Anthony Joshua. I could see him packing a whoever. I could see him on some real shit. I could see him packing a lot of niggas. They talking about Moses about to fight or looking to fight Philip Herkovich. He gonna pack him way too fast, way too sharp, way too precise. He'll stop Herkovich easy. Let me not say easy because Herkovich, he a problem in his own way, but Moses just got too much in the fucking shed, bro. He got too many tools, man. Yeah, too many tools. Zai like Cheetos. He said Usyk probably gonna pick on Wilder. Easy money win. His fans back. I don't think Usyk going. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like Usyk not gonna get no real credit if he beat Wilder. I think that's a waste of time. No disrespect to Wilder. I've always been a big fan of Wilder, but I can't sit here and ignore exactly where he is at this point in his career. Um, he's a shot fighter, bro. I've been saying this. Did he look better with Chisora than he did with, Zhang and Joseph Parker, yes. But to be real with you, Derek Chisora wasn't the best version of himself. He was dramatically overweight. I think he took it upon himself to be like, "It's my last fight. Fuck it. I'm gonna, we just gonna thug this shit out." I think Chisora ain't really had a camp that he had, in previous years. You feel me? Because if Chisora was anything like himself, or if he would have been well prepared, I don't know if Wilder would have beat him. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But even then, him and Wilder had a very competitive back and forth fight. And respectfully, if you're having close competitive fights with a Derek Chisora who literally proclaimed this fight to be his retirement fight, then I can't imagine. I can't imagine you keeping up with guys like Usyk right now. I can't imagine you keeping up with guys like Moses Atama. I mean, like I just don't see it happening. You feel me? And Wilder got all the heart in the world, but motherfuckers really need to stop lying to him. Bro, you cannot beat these guys right now. If Wilder want to stick around and get a couple more checks, you know what I mean? That's his prerogative, but he not beating no world champions right now, man. Is he beating Wilder? Wilder beating the Daniel Dubois? No, not right now. Maybe a few years back. 2017, 2018, Wilder, yeah, sure. That was a beautiful thing to see. I'm so glad I was able to watch the Deontay Wilder era. Because I think he would have beat everybody today if they lied. I think prior Wilder, 2017, around that time when he was knocking out Dominic Brazil and Bermain Stavern rematch, and that version of Wilder, I think niggas would have been petrified of him. I think he'd have sparked everybody. So like Cheeto said, Moses versus Daniel Dubois would be a bang out. Definitely would be a good ass fight, but I think Daniel a little bit too slow for Moses. What's devastating about Moses is his youth, how fresh he is, how fast he is. His speed is just not normal for a heavyweight. His timing too, devastating. And you can tell he got a little pop behind his punches too. But I think what makes his shots more devastating is the fact that these slow, big heavyweights can't see his punches. And if you're punching like a heavyweight and you got the speed that a lot of people's eyes can't pick up in real time, you're gonna do some devastating shit in the sport of boxing, in the heavyweight division. If you punch like a fucking heavyweight, but you have the speed where a heavyweight's eyes can't pick up on the shot until it gets there, you're going to produce a lot of devastating knockouts. That's why Mike Tyson was as effective as he was. Not comparing the two whatsoever. They fought totally different. But it wasn't just power with Mike. It was the fact that Mike's hand speed was so devastating. Them big dudes not accustomed to seeing shots coming from that type of speed. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Usyk cries when he gets hit to the body. That's hilarious. Why you playing with Usyk like that, Jay? Jay said Usyk said he want to fight Wilder. I don't think Usyk cares about credit for the kickboxer. That's actually a pretty sound fucking point. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just want to get a couple dollars and get up out of here. But we didn't want to see the kickboxer shit. It turned out to be entertaining. Don't want to see the Wilder fight. I doubt that it'd be entertaining. I think Usyk would do Wilder pretty dirty right now. Because even though Usyk may be showing to be on a decline, he still got a lot more left in the tank than Wilder. So I don't really care to see that. Trick said Wilder versus David Benavidez. No, hell no. Hell no, man. That would break my heart. I would never want to see that. Bro, I got real love for Wilder. Like, I've seen people criticize me in the past, call me a Wilder hater, which is crazy because, bro, I rocked with Wilder since forever. For real, for real. I wanted him to be the next great American heavyweight. I wanted him to beat all of these guys. Like, I never rooted against Wilder before. But I can't sit here and act like he's the same because at that point, you're just not keeping it real. You're being delusional. And Wilder knows. Wilder keeps trying to play it like, he still got something left or he's still, he's still the same monster that he was. Bronze Bomber days are gone, brother. They gone. And that's okay, man, because these things happen. These things happen, bro. Father time takes over. You take too much punishment in the sport, you become a shell of yourself. Shit happens, bro. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. David Benavidez versus Moses Atama. Ah, man, I don't really like that fight, man. I don't really feel like Benavidez should be at heavyweight, to be real. I think he should cap off at cruiserweight. Moses got too much for David. The size, the speed, the strength. You know what I mean? The sharpness. David ain't got no business being at heavyweight. He probably walk around at heavyweight, but he's not a real heavyweight. I think cruiserweight was a bit much for Benavidez. I actually seen him in that fight with Gilberto Ramirez pace himself. You know what I'm saying? I seen him, slow down significantly to keep his, conditioning going. You don't never see that with Benavidez. But that additional weight, it requires you to not train as hard, so your conditioning may not be as sharp. You gotta slow shit down a little bit. You're not gonna carry 200 plus pounds and just think that you're gonna be blasting away, for 12 straight rounds like you did at 68 and 75. It don't work like that. My boy Tricks in the building said Mazuma thoughts on Richardson Hitchens sending love letters to Shakur Stevenson. Does this mean no Hitchens versus Shakur anytime soon? Bro, I don't know, man. But to be real, I don't even give a fuck about Hitchens versus Shakur. Hitchens is an unproven fighter. He's an unproven fighter, bro. This man hasn't done anything that Shakur Stevenson has done. He hasn't done anything that Tank has done. He hasn't done Devin Haney. No, he's done the least out of all of his peers. All of them. I don't think he's outdone Keyshawn Davis. They're about on the same level in terms of accomplishing things, but your best win is Leon Paro, bro. That's somebody who's tailor-made for you. You pulling out of fights and not running shit back and blaming shit on food viruses and all this bullshit. You gave up your belt to go sign with Zuffa. If that's him, bromancing with Shakur Stevenson, are we surprised? That nigga Hitchens went out of his way, went down to Houston to spar Raymond Ford because Raymond Ford is Shakur's guy. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, I read the whole situation. Shakur, putting Richardson Hitchens, putting bread in his pocket at that point in time, that was some thorough shit, man, because they said that, he was facing eviction and all of that, and he got, the royalties from that Powerade deal, was able to put money in his pocket so, he could go ahead and take care of his family. That's some dope shit, but at the end of the day, boxing is a business. And, with that being said, even if he's helped you out in the past, even though y'all might be the best of brothers, this is still a one-man sport. It's like nowadays they trying to make this boxing shit a team sport. Nah, bro. Boxing will never be a team sport. It's a reason why they say boxing is the loneliest sport in the world, because you just got you and yourself. Everything falls on you. No, none of these motherfuckers got your best intentions except yourself. If it was up to them, they would take your spot. You feel me? So you can have friends and feel certain ways about fighters and be thankful to certain dudes, but I understand why he's grateful to Shakur. All jokes aside, I understand why he's grateful to Shakur. He was in a desperate situation. Shakur did what he could to help, and he helped change that man's life for the better. You got to respect it. Shakur went out of his way to help his friend out. Nothing wrong with that. But that in itself is not a sufficient enough reason to not fight the man. You feel me? But Hitchens don't want to fight anybody notable. He don't want to fight anybody notable, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I heard the nigga price himself. Him and Keyshawn priced themselves out for a fight with each other. You know what I mean? He could have fought Subriel Matias. He chose not to. He waited until Leon Paro beat Subriel to contend for a world title.
I try to tell y'all, man, Richardson Hitchens is one of the most hyped up fighters in the sport of boxing. Hasn't proved a motherfucking thing. Hasn't beaten not one, outside of Liam Paro, who, smaller guy, tailor made. You feel what I'm saying? He hasn't beat anybody worth talking about. Has he beat anybody? Has he beat a Devin? Has he beat a fucking Ryan Garcia? I'll even throw that in there. Has he beat a Javante Davis? Has he beat a Lamont Roach? Has he beat a Keyshawn? Who has Hitches beat for us to be talking about him like he's just at the top of boxing? Hitch has always been a little nigga. Hitch has always been a little nigga. All he ever been was niggas' friends. That's how he came up. You see that video of AB and Javante Davis dancing outside and shit. Look who's in the background. Lil Hitchens. Trying to get some attention. Dancing in the background with them and shit. Buzz down, Tatiana. They doing that little weird shit with their pants and gyrating their hips and shit. Go look at Hitchens in the background. He back there dancing with them niggas. He just happy to be there. Hitchens one of them niggas that just be happy to be around niggas who got it. He's just so happy to be around niggas who made it. He's like that. Some niggas is just super friendly like that. You feel me? I couldn't be like that. A lot of motherfuckers can't be like that, but there's a lot of Joe ass niggas out here that just love being around niggas who made it. You feel me? And niggas just need. It's like they need to be friends with niggas in order to survive. Like you gotta be friend. You gotta be friends with Shakur. You gotta be. You know what I mean? You gotta be training with niggas. You gotta be around so and so. You gotta. I'm trying to tell y'all, Hitchens ain't never been known for shit but losing to niggas. Hitchens been a loser, bro. The nigga been a loser. If he's not a loser, then tell me who he beat in the amateurs. Name all the notable niggas that he fought in the amateurs and tell me if he beat them or not. He fought Jerron Ennis. Did he beat him? No. He fought Jermaine Ortiz. Did he beat him? No. He fought Gary Antoine Russell. Did he beat him? No. Lost to him multiple times. He fought Mark Dawson, who I know personally. He was the top amateur in the country at the time. Did he beat him? No. Nigga couldn't even make the Olympic team. He had to go run over to Haiti to be considered an Olympian. And got cooked as soon as he stepped in. But technically he's an Olympian, but the nigga had to run. Hold on. Nigga had to run to a third world country to become an Olympian. A country that ain't even known for boxing. Who makes Brooklyn look worse? Hitchens is 6'9". I mean, this nigga crazy. I don't know, bro. They both clowns to me. Jay said, my cousin invited me to his birthday party on the night of the Boost fight. I'm sick. Ain't no need to be sick, brother. Just get there a little early. You know what I'm saying? Kick it for a little bit. You feel me? And then when they get around like 10:30, 10:45, or whatever time the main event is on that side of the country, slide out. Give yourself like, you know what I'm saying? Give yourself some time to chill. You know what I mean? Eat. Make your presence known, felt. I'm like, yo, have a good time or whatever. Make sure, they remember that you was there and all that. Then, be like, yo, bro, I gotta go. I appreciate you, blah, blah. Thank you for inviting me. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You can still go out, but you gotta play it a certain way. Don't show up at like 9 o'clock and then leave at 9:30. Niggas gonna be looking at you like, hey, what's up with this nigga? You feel me? But if you get there, like if the party start at, you know what I'm saying? Let's say the party start at 7. Niggas sliding at 7. Get there at like 8, 8:15, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Kick it there till like, you know what I mean? don't know when the fight's starting or whatever, but let's say the fight start over there at 10. I mean, get over there like 8, 8:15. I mean, socialize, kick it with your people. You feel me? Then when like 9:20, 9:30 start coming around, depending on how far you is from the crib, bro, bro, niggas do that, bro. And I feel like that's disrespectful. Like for all that, just don't show up. If you gonna show up to a party at 9 and then leave at 9:30, it's like you ain't even want to be there for real. Like you forced yourself, and you should never be forced to go anywhere. For all that, stay home. If you ain't feeling it, stay home. You feel me? Let's say hypothetically speaking, the fight starts at 10 over at Cali. You feel me? The party starts at 8. Try to get there a little early. You know what I'm saying? Kick it with your people. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to be on them white people time, show up on time and shit. You know what I mean? Help, you know what I'm saying? If they starting a little late, help them niggas move around some chairs or something. You know what I mean? Put the platters in, you know what I mean? Put the platters together, all that. Help move some shit around. You feel me? Shit, help on the grill. Do something, nigga. Make your presence felt. Yeah, bro. Saying kick it, boom, play the music, whatever the case is. He said I'm gonna show up at 9 a.m. This nigga crazy. See, that's why I'm trying to help this nigga out, but he ain't trying to hear me. But yeah, make your presence known. You know what I mean? Then get up out of there, bro. Get back to the crib and enjoy the fight. Enjoy the fight, man. You know what I mean? My boy Slime, what up? Zah said he pulled it up on his phone. Oh, all right. I'm the type nigga, if I gotta be out, I ain't gonna lie. The only time I gotta be out is if my girl do some shit. Like if she wanna go out or something. Whatever. I mean, I might have my phone right there or whatever, but you know what I mean? Besides that, if it's a big fight, then I'm not stepping out for nobody. You feel me? I'm not stepping out for nobody. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm watching boxing at this time. I'm gonna be home at this time if I step out at all. My boy Trick said Richardson Hitchens versus Brian Norman Jr. Who you favor? That could be a tough fight for both guys. That could be a tough fight for both guys because you already know Hitchens gonna try to keep that range. You know what I'm saying? I seen Brian Norman been working on his jab and shit like that, but his jab still ain't fully there. He relies on his athleticism a lot, lunging into punches and shit like that. And Hitchens' best abilities is, his best punches is his 1-2. His best combo is his 1-2. You know what I mean? He understands range well enough where he can hit you right at the end of the right hand or keep you at the end of his jab. You know what I'm saying? He like to use some movement as well. So, of course, he going to be looking to box Brian Norman. You know what I'm saying? But Brian Norman could be tough for him as well because he's quick, he's athletic, he got some good power, he's explosive, and that's the type of shit that Hitchens don't like because he ain't got no heart. I'm trying to tell niggas, bro. Y'all be thinking I'll be playing. Bro, I've been in this boxing shit too long. You know what I'm saying? And I've been calling this shit about Hitchens before everybody started saying it. Now niggas finally starting to pick up on what I'm saying. Nigga don't got no heart, bro. I told you that shit back when he was ducking that IBF mandatory. How you the number one nigga and you scared? Ain't this what you've been working for? Can you imagine? Can you imagine working your whole life towards something? Like your whole goal, and you know what I'm saying? That's how you know these niggas be doubting themselves, bro. Like Hitchens been affected by his loser ass career in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? He lost so much in the amateurs. He feel like that's going to trickle over into the pros. So now he want to move all cautious, all calculated. And Hitchens is intelligent enough to know that there's styles that he's going to do really well against, like Leon Paro, guys who box. And then he also knows styles that don't work for him too well. You feel what I'm saying? He don't like pressure fighters. He don't like guys who, get physical with him because, Hitchens is a turkey. He don't want to get physical. He just want to box niggas. He don't want to fight for real. Everybody noticed that shit. Keyshawn called him out for it. Gary Antoine be clowning him every chance he get, and Hitchens be having the audacity to try to flex on niggas as if he's some type of established champion. Bro,
You had one title defense, and it was against a washed-up George Kambosos that was at a weight class that he had no business in and just got stopped prior to fighting you. Hitchens is definitely calculated. Hitchens is very intelligent, though. He not no dummy. He's not one of these niggas that go in the ring and be like, and delusional enough to believe that, you know, he could beat this person. Hitchens knows who he could beat. He knows who he can't beat. And one thing about him, he gonna run his mouth just like a lot of New York niggas do. You know what I mean? Be chatting all this bullshit, but he really don't want no problems, bro. Hitchens is a nigga who lacks originality. I just seen this nigga. He was arguing with Kelvin Davis the other day, and this nigga said, "Oh, I mean, maybe you could hold my feet while I'm doing sit-ups." Like, nigga, you just stole a whole Floyd Mayweather quote off of 24/7. I remember clear as day when Floyd was talking shit to Shane Mosley. He was, "That's all right. After I beat you, maybe you could I'll get you a job. Maybe you could hold my feet doing sit-ups." I'm like, yo, this nigga Hitchens really lacks originality. He just want to beat other niggas so bad because whenever he feels like he's himself, he shows to be an insecure individual. Do you remember when he was like, remember he was doing a media workout? He was like, shit's fucked up in the sport of boxing, man. You know, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. And I'm like, bro, he just stole that line from Floyd Mayweather. He just stole that line from Floyd Mayweather. I remember Floyd Mayweather was jogging. It was a 24/7. And Floyd started off the same way. He was like, shit's fucked up in the sport of boxing, man. You got Oscar doing coke, wearing fishnet. You got Victor Ortiz, a Victoria's Secret model. What the fuck is going on? I'm like, yo, this nigga Hitchens, do you know how much of a loser you got to be, right? You a grown-ass man. Do you know how much of a loser you got to be to watch niggas on TV that you was formerly signed to? And you be like, yo, I like what he said, man. I'm going to say that too. Like, kids do that when they look up to somebody. Nigga, like, is you that fucking young-minded where you think Dickie and another nigga's lines is cool? Like, you such a little nigga. Like, it's crazy. I could laugh at some shit, but I'm not about to imitate another nigga for niggas to be like, oh, this nigga fuck. No, that's corny. That's little nigga shit. That shit the little bro do when they look up to you. And they want to be just like you. The thing is, Hitchens ain't got what Floyd got. You could talk like him, but you ain't had that heart Floyd had. You ain't had that dog that Floyd had. You know what I mean? Hitchens is really a limited fighter, to be honest with you. Hitchens is very limited. Haney was quoting Floyd during the whole Ryan build-up. He probably was. I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of these niggas look up to Floyd. I mean, Dev got pictures with Floyd when he was a baby. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas look up to Floyd. Like, I be hearing niggas all the time. Like I said before, A+ fighter, C+ fighter. That's all Floyd. Floyd inspired this whole generation. I get it. You feel me? But like, I don't know, bro. I don't really fuck with niggas who like Hitchens like literally verbatim Dickie and another man. Like, that's crazy. Like, you say, he's a hell of a fighter. That's Floyd. If you hear niggas say that today, that's Floyd. That's Floyd words. That's his mannerisms. And I guess if you watch a nigga over time, you start to develop. You might start to say similar things, and things of that nature. But when you're Dickie and verbatim niggas lines, you feel me? It's too many belts in boxing. Yeah. He said that. He said belts collect dust. You know what I'm saying? Got niggas talking about smart investments. And these niggas be dickieing, bro. Be dickieing. Yeah, Bethaniel, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, hell of a fighter, triple platinum, facts. I be hearing everybody say that shit. But Floyd, he inspired a generation, bro. It is what it is. Like Drake inspired this whole generation that come after him. A lot of these niggas do that. You got all these niggas trying to sing and rap now, and you know what I mean, like a lot of niggas is doing that. They gonna be inspired by the niggas who paid away. Floyd is the MJ of boxing. Absolutely. He definitely the Jordan of boxing. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's another thing Floyd to say. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely. I didn't take that for Floyd, but and plus, like I looked up to Floyd growing up. Nigga, I remember on my old Twitter, I used to be popping that shit for Floyd. I used to put hashtag the money team. Drake inspired who? Nigga, he inspired a lot of these young niggas coming up, bro. You heard that Jay-Z freestyle? Yeah, I seen that. Who's the LeBron of boxing? I mean, when it comes to LeBron, you talking about, just being a freak of nature, longevity, consistency. Shit, maybe like a fucking Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, bro. You know what I mean? Had they losses, had highs and lows throughout their career. LeBron, B Hop. You know what I mean? You performing. You know what I mean? You doing the top tier, high level shit at an older age. You know what I mean? Real discipline. Take care of the body real well. B Hop and LeBron James got a lot of similarities. Yes, that got to be his closest comparison, bro. They said LeBron spent over 7 figures a year in recovery and taking care of his body. Bro, this nigga Bernard Hopkins said that the closest thing he'll eat to fast food is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, nigga. Nigga said soda is liquid crack. Nah, not Roy Jones, because of the way he ended his career. No. Bernard Hopkins is the closest. The closest. Muhammad Ali. Jordan. Damn, basketball and boxing is a bit difficult to compare. Is Jordan Ali? Jordan might be Sugar Ray Robinson, to be honest with you. Drake said B Hop. Yeah, I'm telling you. Rolly? What about Rolly? Who's Rolly as a basketball player? Ali's Kareem? Uh, yeah, Jordan Sugar Ray Robinson. Yes, he is. I agree. Richard Torres, Kwame Brown. That's fucking hilarious. No, we can't even mention boxers who ain't established, bro. You can't. Roy Jones, like Allen Iverson. The in terms of ending their careers off a little shaky, but at their peak they looked invincible. And their influence, bro. Niggas still influenced by Roy to this day. Niggas still inspired by motherfucking Allen Iverson to this day. You feel me? And they were both very influential in hip hop. You feel me? I feel like AI and Roy Jones are very similar. Andre Ward, Joe Johnson. Might be Andre Ward is he deserved a better name. Joe Johnson was good, but Andre Ward is like great. Rolly is Jeremy Lin. That's funny. Kobe and Floyd. Mm, Kobe like remind me of like Marvin Hagler. That fucking mentality, bro. That killer mentality. That relentlessness. That nonstop training, just locked in, ready for war, not trying to be friends with nobody. Every time they step out, they giving it they all. You feel what I'm saying? Kobe remind me of like a Marvin Hagler. Benavidez is Luca. Ward Tim Duncan. Said who? Wemby? Probably Fedora. Because the shit look unfair at times, bro. T-Bud, LeBron. Nah. Bud got too much of a killer mentality for LeBron. No disrespect. I think LeBron and B-Hop are a good comparison. Kobe is Boots. Boots got too much flash to be a Kobe. Boots is very flashy. Good bag of tricks. He kind of like Boots to me, probably like a Jamal Crawford. Boots Vince Carter. I like that. And Boots remind me of this nigga said Jared Anderson is Greg Oden. That's crazy. Yo. Didn't injuries take out Greg Oden though? He was like the #1 pick, and then them injuries fucked him up bad. It's kind of like Greg Oden probably like Keith Thurman. Nah. Boots remind me of like a Jamal Crawford. You know, that flashiness. You know what I mean? Got a crazy bag of tricks. Well-rounded players. Good jump shot. Good. Yeah. Yeah, they said Greg Oden was nice. Boots Westbrook. Yeah, Boots Westbrook explosive and athletic as fuck. But Boots well-rounded. I don't think Westbrook well-rounded. I don't think Westbrook that well-rounded. Westbrook lacked his jump shot was inconsistent. But once Westbrook he was explosive, athletic. Explosive, athletic. Who's a fighter that's like that? Explosive and athletic. Boots Jason Kidd. Don't disrespect Boots like that. No disrespect to Jason Kidd. I had a Jason Kidd jersey. Trying to tell y'all, Boots is like Jamal Crawford. Trying to tell y'all. Boots J.R. Smith. What, like young J.R. Smith that was on the Nuggets? J.R. Smith was nasty on the Nuggets, though. That's a fact. Emiliano Steve Nash. This nigga's just saying anything now. Let me see. Bam Steve Nash. But the accuracy and the angles that he got, Bam kind of remind me of Hakeem Olajuwon with the post move. You see how he get it, throw a nigga off balance and all that shit, faking niggas out. You don't know where the nigga gonna go. You don't know where he going. That level of unpredictability, that matrix type shit. I don't know who Bam could be though. Mark Jeff Teague, nigga, fuck you, nigga. Mark Delonte West. Oh my god, this nigga's crazy. Who's Hitchens? Who's a scary bitch ass nigga in the NBA? Who's scary, nigga? I don't really watch today's basketball. Who is really a hoe? This nigga like scary. He said Hitchens is Chet. I be hearing that Chet pussy, but I never seen him play. Pascal Siakam. Who's a bitch ass nigga? Who was really a bitch when I was watching basketball? I always thought LeBron was soft. That's just me though. I really think LeBron ain't got heart like that. I think when it's really time to step, he be getting cold feet and then he played behind the angle. Well, just being a team player. Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga, that's your problem. You too worried about being a team player instead of growing some motherfucking nuts. And you know what I mean? Like LeBron was scared of criticism. LeBron was scared of failing. LeBron was scared of being the reason why the team lost. That's what come with being an alpha. That's what come with being a team leader. You gotta hold that shit and keep it moving. LeBron want to point the blame at different people. Well, I made a good play. He didn't make the jump shot. Nah, nigga. You gotta take this shit over. Hitchens is Magic Johnson's son. That's crazy. Hitchens, nigga saying that he Chet. Yo, Chet pussy like that? That's crazy. Berlanga probably like Dylan Brooks, annoying as shit, just like him. I ain't gonna lie though, I fuck with Dylan Brooks, bro. I like the fact that he be getting under niggas' skin. That shit be having me rolling. And he gonna give a fuck. He think that shit hilarious. Like he take that role proudly, like, so what, nigga? Like I'm top out. Fuck y'all niggas. Like I respect that shit. Dylan Brooks, Shockey Foster on that Dylan Brooks shit right now. He's saying fuck all y'all niggas. D'Angelo Russell, that's definitely Hitchens. What? D'Angelo Russell, that's definitely Hitchens. That's some real shit. Chet Nice just can't fuck with Wemby. Listen, man, I heard them niggas been beefing since they was kids. I ain't even know that. Yeah, I respect Dylan that more than I be respecting a lot of these niggas because he don't be kissing ass trying to be friends with niggas. You play against him, you's a op, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Jaheed Tucker, Swaggy P. Swaggy P a little bit too relaxed to be a Jaheed Tucker, though. Jaheed Tucker remind me more of a what's that motherfucking name? Is his name Patrick Beverly? Is it Pat Bev? Kind of remind me of that. No, we're not comparing boxers to movie stars, no. But Dylan Brooks, he don't care who you is, bro. He don't give a fuck what you accomplished, none of that. And a lot of niggas be hating on Dylan Brooks. It's like, bro, who gives a let that nigga be who he gonna be, bro. You don't want to be an ass kisser like everybody else. Josue Vargas, Dwight Howard. Hey, yo, that's funny. That's funny as shit. Niggas, that nigga Josue Vargas. That's a nasty nigga right there, boy. Dwight a nasty nigga too. You don't care. Who is Blair Cobbs? He a weird. Blair Cobbs a weirdo, but he dangerous. He got to be like a Dennis Rodman. Got to be. Like he got that weird shit to him. But it's a few. Nah, I ain't gonna. Dennis better than Blair. Uh, who's a weird nigga in the NBA, bro? I don't know. I ain't watched ball in a long time. My apologies. Gilbert Arenas got to be Tank. Blair is beef stew. What? Tank Dennis Rodman? Nah. Blair Cobbs and Caitlin Clark. That's funny. Nah, Blair Cobbs like a weirdo, but you sleep on that nigga, he whoop your ass. He got to be Dennis Rodman. That's like the only fair John to give him. Tank definitely not Dennis Rodman. Tank probably like Ja Morant. Can't stay talented. You know, do really well in their craft, but just can't stay the fuck out the way. Like always in trouble type shit. Try to have some type of street appeal. Yeah, like him and John Morant is, you know, they got their swag. They got, I mean, Tank and Ja are very similar. Tank is Nate Robinson. No.
Take Jason Collins. That's crazy. Didn't they say he just passed away or some shit? Or I'm tripping. Wasn't they saying something about Jason Collins passing away? Nah, Tank and John Moran is probably the best one. My favorite one that we said so far is Kobe and Marvin Hagler, for sure. And I want to say, I did say like Jordan Sugar Ray Robinson, just specifically from a being great perspective, but Jordan had a dark side to him. It seemed like Sugar Ray Robinson was a nice guy. You know what I mean? Broner and Zion Williamson. Yeah, brain cancer. RIP to Jason Collins, man. It's tragic, bro. AB. AB would have to be somebody in the NBA who did some good shit, but fell off crazy. He'd probably be like a Paul Pierce. Like when they was balling, like when they was on top, they was doing their thing, but the niggas ain't even get a farewell tour. AB Lamar Odom. That's crazy. Nah. You got Sugar Ray Leonard as Kobe. Sugar Ray Leonard had a nice, like, he was a dog. Don't get it fucked up. But Sugar Ray Leonard had more of a nice guy persona outside of the ring that a lot of people gravitated towards him for like being friendly. Kobe wasn't known for that. Kobe was an asshole. That's why I feel like the Marvin Hagler shit, like Marvin Hagler, that nigga was feared, bro. He ain't talk too much. He was about his work. He ain't try to be friends with nobody. He just super like psycho competitive, trained his ass off. Like the work ethic, the killer mentality. That's like Kobe and Marvin like was like that, bro. AB is Curry. Don't disrespect Curry like that. AB, AB, and fucking Paul Pierce is Paul Pierce when he was at the top of his game. Nigga was nice. But once that age kicked in or whatever it was, he fell off crazy. Then they both washed up and they talking about what they, you know what I mean. You let Paul Pierce tell it, ain't nobody was on his level. He was on this person level. He was doing that to this person. They can't nobody fuck with him. That's how AB sound now as a streamer. Curry's NUA. Errol Derrick Rose. Nah, Errol was more like fundamental based. Derrick Rose is just explosive and fucking quick. That quick first step. Yeah, nah. Earl will be more like Tim Duncan. He actually compared himself to Tim Duncan. NUA. Derrick Rose, that explosive, that speed, that fucking intensity, but injury prone. That nigga Floyd Schofield. It's like, oh, no, let me stop playing. D Rose is more like Keith from like an injury aspect, but D Rose was, oh no, that's tough. My boy Tricks in the building said, Mazuma, did you hear about the WBO and IBF potentially merging together, creating a joint ranking system? I did. I had actually shared that in the group chat that I got on Instagram with my guys, and I think that's a great thing for boxing, man. I feel like all four sanctioning bodies should do that in order to fight against this new shit that's going on. With Zuffa boxing and all of that, because they looking to consolidate the sport of boxing and try to monopolize it to the best of their ability, in my opinion. So I think these sanctioning bodies should collab together. I think there should be one ranking system. You know what I mean? Let these champions be, other champions mandatories. You know what I mean? Have champions and other champions ranking systems, and let's encourage unification fights. Let's encourage champions fighting other champions. Let's encourage there being one champion in each division. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for the WBO and the IBF, potentially merging together. I think that helps the sport of boxing a lot. The more unification fights, the more the sport of boxing continues to grow and flourish and rise of stock. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with that, and hopefully the WBC, could be encouraged by that, and the WBA, and maybe they could all sit down and have a meeting as in totality, and work on a situation where all four could see eye to eye, come up with some type of system. You know what I'm saying? And get all these belts together, man. Even if there's still four separate belts at the end of the day, four sanctioning bodies collabing together to make some big fights in the sport of boxing, I'm with that. Does that mean the 10-pound weight clause will vanish? I mean, if it's a unification fight, yes. The IBFs on their own, no. That 10-pound rehydration limit is voided whenever there's another sanctioning body on the line. Which is why when Boots was having trouble with that rehydration clause after a while, he was only looking for unification fights. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of these dudes, they're exploring different sanctioning bodies before they explore the IBF. You know what I mean? That's why Virgil didn't fight for the IBF. He's like, man, I almost died trying to keep myself under a certain weight. I ain't doing that shit again. You know what I mean? Boots probably traumatized by the IBF rehydration clause at 47. He's like, man, I ain't going through that again. I'd rather grab this belt than grab that IBF after the fact. So I think people are not going to use the IBF as their first resort unless it's the only resort. IBF needs to get rid of that. I agree, but I see what they're trying to do. They're attempting to get guys to, compete in divisions that are more realistic for them. Weight manipulation is a serious thing in the sport of boxing where, they taking guys who walk around 140 pounds and draining them to 115 and, or 112 pounds maybe, and then they'll fight at 112, become champion there. You know what I'm saying? Then move up to 115, be a champion there. Then go to 118, be a champion there. And then go to 122, be a champion there. And then you got a 4-division world champion right there. You know what I'm saying? I heard that's what Nonito Donaire used to do. I heard that nigga used to blow up 140 plus after weighing in 122 pounds. Like that weight manipulation shit is a bitch. That's a science. And once you get that science figured out, you can get away with a whole lot of fuckery, man. Trick said David Benavidez talked about it. He flushes all the water weight during fight week. Yeah. You don't ever be seeing these athletes with these gallons, drinking these big ass gallons, big ass jugs of water. You know what I'm saying? They flushing all that shit out their system, you know what I mean? Then when they sweat, all they gotta do is sweat that shit out, and then they getting back down to the weight they need to be at. And then after they sweat all that water, once all that water comes out of their system, they get on the scale because they only have to be on weight for a few seconds. A lot of people don't even realize that. You only have to hit that weight one time. You know what I'm saying? Then as soon as you hit that weight, you go back to you can put that water right back in your system and be the weight that you was prior to the cut. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, now you're eating foods that are gonna put weight on you and make you feel stronger. We're not even talking about saline IVs. These niggas be, you know what I mean? Some places allow it, other places you need an exemption for it. A lot of these niggas, I'm gonna keep it real, they be getting them saline IVs hooked up to them in hotel rooms. They be having nurses go to their room. You could contact a mobile nurse right now. Right now. Be like, yo, I need a B12 IV, or I need an iron IV, or I need whatever the fuck it is. and they'll come over to your hotel with that little metal pole that got everything hooked up. That it ain't nothing for them to put a fucking needle in your vein, and you can sit there, watch cartoons or whatever, play your game or whatever, and that saline is hitting your system. And when that saline gonna put weight on you significantly, I'm gonna tell y'all this: these niggas ain't rehydrating 20, 30 pounds in 24 hours and not putting IVs in their system. Absolutely not. You're not just doing that off of water and food. You rehydrated 30 plus pounds in 24 hours, and you just doing that, just drinking some Pedialyte and eating some steak. The fuck out of here, bro. You want to know how you know that's bullshit? Because when they cut in weight, their stomach shrinks. Their stomach shrinks, right? So you could be hungry as hell because your stomach shrink. When you eat, your stomach has completely shrunk. So you get full like this. So how are you gonna blow up in weight just eating food and just drinking Pedialyte, bro? It don't work like that. I got Pedialyte right here. Drinking 3-4 of these, it's not gonna help you put on those 30 plus pounds. Trust me. But if you dehydrated and you get a couple saline bags, I don't know how much. Let me see. You could, if you have, it depends on your dehydration level. If you're mildly dehydrated, one bag is enough. If you have moderate dehydration, you can do 1 to 2 bags. Severe dehydration will require up to 3 to 5 bags. So a lot of these motherfuckers, they be severely dehydrated. Yeah, and that. Hold on. Shay said facts. I seen it, bro. Not gonna say any names though, but you're right. People be doing that. Also, people can use IV mask steroid usage. Yeah. It's a masking agent, which is why it's banned in a lot of places. And a lot of places will not let you use that unless you have some sort of exemption, unless they give you permission, meaning they are gonna be watching you. You know what I'm saying? Probably make you take a drug test before you do the saline shit. Or, you know what I mean? Unless a doctor's like, yo, he is severely dehydrated, he needs this, or he won't be able to fight. There's a few ways to get around that shit, to be honest with you. But they said Floyd used to fuck with saline IVs. And that's why they was, he had a, he had IV, he could have been masking a steroid. Bro, they all doing that shit. All these niggas. Trust me. Why wouldn't they want to do that? If these niggas is walking around 175 pounds and they fight at 140, these UFC niggas be the worst. I seen Ilya Taporia, nigga fight at what, 145, 155, nigga walking around 200 pounds. For what? That's why these niggas be getting on the scale, knees be all shaking and all that. They step off the scale, fall on their face and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Niggas be doing too much. But yeah, man, like these niggas, you think a nigga who walk around at 175 that fight at 140, and then he come into the night of the fight 165 pounds. You think that nigga not putting nothing in his system to blow up to that weight? Food not gonna get you there, bro. It's not. Food and water alone is not gonna get you there. If you ever seen a nigga look small as shit at a weigh-in, and then the day of the fight, these niggas look like superheroes, they doing something. Like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia looked big as shit fighting Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't no little nigga. I seen that nigga face to face when I was in my early 20s. That nigga's not little. He wasn't little as a lightweight, and Ryan made him look small. How he blow up like that? He was caught on camera with a saline IV in his arm. When I believe they're banned in New York. It is what it is.
These UFC guys be cutting so crazy. I don't know how. I mean, they probably got them, you know, the UFC Performance Institute, they be having like all types of nutritionists and them motherfuckers, they got that shit down to a science. But one thing about, you know, cutting weight and all that shit, bro, you can have all the nutritionists in the world. If your body's not cooperating with you with that weight cut, you cook. Your body has the final say. You can have chemists on your team, nutritionists that get you that are monitoring your weight every second of the day. They put just enough calories in your body, give you the right foods, bro. If your body's not cooperating, or if your body is fighting against what you're trying to, because you know, those weight cuts are highly stressful to the body. You know what I mean? So there's only so much your body could take until it's tapped out. Once your body gets to a certain point, bro, it's a wrap. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what happened with Chimaev when he fought Sean Strickland. You think that was really Chimaev that he fought? Nah, that nigga was trained. Overtrained. You know what I mean? But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark. Looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the Nation of the Mile for making this possible. I'll be back at y'all with another live, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to continue cooking up what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. We're up out of here, man. Peace.